You were never meant to win this game. Not because you're lazy, not because you're unlucky, but because you were taught the wrong rules. You worked harder, you stayed patient, you played fair, and somehow you're still behind. Meanwhile, people who don't seem smarter than you, don't work longer hours than you, and definitely don't play fair are accelerating past you. This isn't motivation, this isn't bad luck, it's architecture. There is a financial system beneath the system, an invisible set of rules never taught in schools, never discussed openly, and never explained to ordinary people. You were taught how to survive inside it. They were taught how to control it. That knowledge lives in something few ever see, the hidden ledger. This video is not about getting rich fast. It's about understanding why effort alone stopped working, why honesty doesn't protect you, and why the game only rewards those who see it clearly. Once you understand these rules, you can't go back. Because the most dangerous thing in this world is not being poor, it's believing the game is fair. You did everything right. At least everything you were told was right. You worked hard, you stayed disciplined, you delayed pleasure, you believed patience would be rewarded. But year after year, something felt off. You weren't failing, yet you weren't moving forward either. It felt like running on a treadmill, all effort, no distance, and slowly a dangerous realization begins to form. What if effort isn't the currency of this world? What if obedience was never meant to lead to freedom? Because when you look closely, the people pulling ahead aren't the most ethical or the most exhausted or even the most intelligent. They're the ones who understand how the system actually works. You were taught rules. They were taught the hidden ledger. Not the public story, not the motivational slogans, but the invisible mechanics underneath money, power, and control. The philosophy sold to the middle class sounds noble. Work hard, save consistently, trust the system. But noble stories are often tools of management. Hard work was never designed to make you powerful. It was designed to make you predictable. Effort without leverage doesn't build wealth, it builds compliance. The hardest workers in society are rarely the richest. The warehouse worker lifts all day. The owner of the warehouse owns the outcome. One trades life for wages. The other commands systems that work while he sleeps. Saving money was praised as wisdom, but in reality, it quietly trained you to accept loss. Every year, inflation eats your purchasing power. Your savings shrink invisibly. Banks take your money, multiply it, and return almost nothing. Saving feels responsible, but it's defensive. Assets are offensive. And fairness? Fairness is a comforting myth. The system isn't broken, it's functioning exactly as intended. Complex tax laws, cheap debt for insiders, legal structures that shield wealth. These aren't loopholes, they're pages from the hidden ledger. Before a certain age, ignorance is natural. After that, it becomes a decision. At this stage of life, continuing to believe the game will suddenly become fair is choosing blindness. This is where the shift begins, not with motivation, not with hope, but with clarity. Most people protect themselves with comforting beliefs. Money isn't everything. Rich people are greedy. I just value freedom more. These aren't truths, they're psychological armor. They turn lack of understanding into moral superiority. Money is not character, money is leverage. Markets don't reward goodness, they reward positioning. The economy doesn't care about intention, it cares about outcomes. The people who build wealth aren't better humans. They simply see reality without emotional filters. They understand flows, incentives, human behavior. This is the first quiet lesson of the hidden ledger. Stop moralizing, start strategizing. Even debt, the thing you were taught to fear, is not good or evil. In careless hands, it destroys. In disciplined hands, it multiplies. The poor use debt to buy things that decay. The powerful use debt to acquire things that produce. The cage was never money. The cage was belief. Once the illusion cracks, you begin to notice something else. Power doesn't come from income. It comes from the space between earning and consuming. Two people can live in the same city. One earns $500,000 a year and spends almost all of it to maintain appearances. The other earns a modest income and protects a large surplus. One looks rich, the other sleeps well. The gap isn't savings, it's ammunition. Every unspent dollar is not comfort denied, it's freedom preserved. Lifestyle inflation is the most effective prison ever invented. More income doesn't create freedom unless discipline grows faster than desire. Most people earn more only to give it back in shinier ways. The quiet ones don't. They accumulate silently. They understand something written deep in the hidden ledger. Comfort is expensive, freedom is quiet. Then comes dependency, one paycheck, one employer, one fragile illusion of safety. It's sold as security, but it's the most dangerous position you can be in. When your entire life depends on a single source, you are not independent, you are compliant. True power comes from multiplicity, different streams, different sources, different levers. Your job is not your identity, it's your first investor. It funds your escape. Each additional income stream reduces fear. Each one buys silence. Each one buys choice. The moment your survival no longer depends on permission, your posture changes, your voice changes. You are no longer asking. This is where most people stop, because what comes next requires patience, structure, and restraint. Building systems instead of burning time, letting leverage replace labor, allowing machines, people, and capital to fight on your behalf. This is where the hidden ledger becomes dangerous. Because once you stop trading hours, once you start building structures, once you position yourself where money is already flowing, the game reverses. You stop chasing opportunity, opportunity starts noticing you, and that is when power truly begins. Once you understand that income alone will never free you, a deeper truth becomes impossible to ignore. Time is finite, energy is finite, your life is finite, and trading those limits directly for money is the slowest path to power. Most people fight with their own hands. They sell hours, they grind harder, they burn out quietly. But the people who dominate the system rarely fight at all. They build systems, they let structures do the fighting for them. This is the moment where the game truly separates, because leverage is not about luck, it's about design. A machine that works without you is more powerful than any amount of effort. One rental property that pays every month outlives thousands of exhausted workdays. One scalable idea beats years of hourly labor. One well-designed business replaces decades of obedience. This is why the wealthy don't ask, "How hard can I work?" They ask, "How many times can this work without me?" They design once and benefit repeatedly. They don't multiply effort, they multiply outcomes. Money, people, media, code, these are the modern armies, and most people never build a single one. But leverage alone is not enough. Where you stand matters just as much as what you do. A talented person in the wrong place will always lose to an average person in the right one. Positioning is invisible power. Money flows in patterns. Capital moves towards growth, scale, and influence. If you place yourself outside those currents, no amount of passion will save you. This is why some people struggle endlessly while others rise effortlessly. Not because they're better, but because they're closer to where opportunity already exists. Industries rise, industries decay, skills expire, new skills explode in value. Most people cling to familiarity. Strategists move towards momentum. They don't ask, "What do I like?" They ask, "What does the world reward next?" They move early, they adapt fast, they place themselves at the edge of change, and then they wait. While others chase attention, they build quietly. Which leads to one of the most misunderstood truths about wealth. Real power is silent. Flashy wealth is fragile. Attention attracts scrutiny. Visibility attracts attack. The strongest structures are invisible. The truly powerful don't flex, they fortify. They separate identity from assets. They separate income from ego. They separate control from appearance. While others buy symbols, they buy systems. While others show off success, they hide stability. Because a fortress doesn't announce itself, it endures. This is why boring businesses quietly outperform exciting ones. This is why resilience beats hype. This is why silence beats spectacle. And then comes the final realization. Money is not just a tool for comfort, it is a tool for pressure. People don't work hardest for reward, they work hardest to avoid loss. The fear of losing a lifestyle is stronger than the desire to build one. Those who understand this don't use money emotionally, they use it strategically. They observe behavior, they study reactions, they learn who becomes loyal, who becomes dependent, who becomes resentful, and who becomes dangerous. Money reveals truth. It strips masks, it exposes character, and with that knowledge, power compounds. Not through cruelty, through clarity. This is where most people recoil, because it feels cold, but the system itself is cold. Ignoring that doesn't make it kinder, it only makes you weaker. This is not about becoming evil, it's about becoming awake. The game of wealth is not a morality contest, it is a strategic one. Those who win aren't worse people, they simply understand the rules. Rules written quietly, rules never taught. Rules hidden in plain sight. Rules found inside the hidden ledger. And now you stand where every adult eventually stands, at a crossroads. You can continue playing by rules that were never designed for you to win. You can keep calling struggle noble while others, playing a different game, build empires in silence. Or you can choose clarity over comfort, strategy over sentiment, structure over struggle. You can stop being a pawn and start becoming an architect. This channel exists for one reason, not to motivate you, not to comfort you, not to sell you fantasies, but to expose the machinery behind money, power, and control. This is the hidden ledger. If you're here to feel good, this isn't your place. But if you're here to see clearly, to think strategically, and to stop playing a losing game, then you already belong here. The world is not fair, but it is understandable. And once you understand it, you are no longer its victim. You are its student, and eventually its player. The game is being played whether you participate or not. The only real question is this: will you remain subject to rules you never questioned, or will you finally learn what's written in the hidden ledger?